Perfect. 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 Perfect.
Check 1, 2, 3. In the place to be is your boy Gaming Dad. Happy Monday. We're gonna get started in a couple seconds. We're gonna pray that everything works out. All right. I'm still got that slight. It says your screen has access to your I don't know what that means. However, man, listen. I hope I look smooth. I still dealing with a slight delay. It's just not as bad as it was. I mean, it was pretty bad, but now I mean it's pretty on point right this very second. So, welcome, happy Monday. Another day in the video game sphere. was coming home from basketball practice and saw that um, the Steam machines pricing and pre-order date and release date all released today. And that was crazy. The pricing was probably super crazy. What's going on, Speed Ryan? Welcome to the chat. Um, the pricing was like, whoo. I mean, even on the low end. I mean, I would like it a 2 terabyte, but man, it's like, whoo. The low end at 1,049 is crazy. I mean, this is crazy to think about. But I mean, I ain't gonna lie to you. I still kind of want one. I still kind of want one. But then, like if you think about it, if even if you were to get the 512, if you buy another micro SD card and you buy your pretty good one, you still gonna pay the price of almost 2 terabytes. So you like better off getting the 2 terabyte one. Crazy. CMG, what's going on, man? Appreciate the happy birthday shout out yesterday. He said, "What up, Gamey Dad? I'm saying this right now. no sale. Dead. And I think, listen, but you know what? CLG, man, I think they got a chance, though. I ain't gonna front, man. I really think they have a chance. It has a very, very small, slim chance, but I believe it has a chance. Then on a side note, man, I didn't even know, man. Michigan's coach bounced. I ain't mad at him, but man, listen, we just taking some L's today. Jay Busy in the building, man. Jay Busy, listen, you might well go ahead and change your name to Jay Biggs, Mister New York for Life, World Champs. You might well go ahead and add it on the end. JB says, but lower the price on Switch 2. Breaking Bad AA1, what's going on, sir? Let me get y'all on the board real quick. One, we got Jay Busy. Hold on 1 second. Let me get this last. Gotta get CMG on here. And then CMG2. All right. We good. CMG says Switch 2 will destroy that thing. It is. It is. You know what now? I think it's gonna do okay because it provides a level of convenience that a lot of people who are not like diehard PC gamers, it provides. It solves a problem. Montrack 3, man, he said I was hoping for 800. Man, Montrack, I was the same way. I was like, hey, listen, if it comes in at 800, I think they would be solid. But man, 1,000, and then that's like the base. That's the bottom model. And you know what? You add the 2 terabyte, you looking, at 13, and then don't want a controller. Then you talking about $1,500 with tax. And just imagine if you live in Canada. Let me get my track on the board. My track 3. Got you. Oxford Trapper, what's going on, sir? CMG said the Legion Go is cheaper than that thing. You know what? Listen, I bet money I could probably sell my original Legion Go and probably make some money off that bad boy in these market. And I got a 2 terabyte Legion Go, so I can only imagine. But I ain't gonna lie, man. This is. Let me turn this up just a little bit, man. Cause I sounded kind of low. I hope I sound. Do I sound a little better? Cause I thought I was kind of low. JB says, if the Steam Deck could sell 6 million, the Steam thing it could sell 600,000. Oh man, not the Steam thing. It's gonna be, man. Listen, man. Listen, with this economy, man, this is, I don't know, man. It's a hard sell. But to be honest, though, I think it's going to do okay. Yeah, I think the more and more they can get people to buy into their system, it benefits them. I mean, I think like even if you know what even if that thing sells, let's say overall it sells 1 million, they still, I think, at the end of the day they probably still gonna probably reap enough benefits from it that it might pay for a portion of the R&D costs, and it's gonna have some legs on it. Now the question would be if that GT G Grid Attack is in the building, ladies and gentlemen. He said Steam Machine is a scam. Oh man, listen, that's tough. You know what? Yeah, cause you know what? At the end of the day, man, I don't know what problem it really solved. I mean, people will probably buy it because of the convenience, but that's a lot of to be for some convenience. Solid Nickel Tails in the building. Let me get y'all on board real quick. Solid Nickel Tails. I got you. Listen, man, listen, and now speaking of Twitch chat, I was able to chat on there, and like I don't see the problem, buddy. Even like I sent myself a chat. I went on there and sent myself a message, and I was able to, and it popped up. I said, "Hello, good people." I was there, so I don't know. Maybe it's on your side of it. I don't know. All right, so let me get go get Gorilla. Hey, PC, it's been a minute. Get Gorilla Tactics on the board. Got him. Phantom Katrina. Let's go Gorilla 2. Did I miss anybody else? All right, let's go back here. We was right here. Said all right, Sonic Uncle Tail says Steam Machine equals $1,500 there. Two, yeah, it's like two. I looked at GT's post on Discord, and I saw the price breakdown for Canada. Golly, I said 2 Gs, man. No one's buying it in Canada. No one. He says it's weaker than a PS5, has 2 times the storage of a Switch, and comes with no controller. All for 1509 Canadian. Ooh, dead. Listen, in Canada, that thing is definitely dead in the water. You're gonna get a few people to buy it, but a regular console, that's a hard sell to a parent when they can say, you know what, I can get you this PlayStation for a tad bit cheaper. Let alone I can get you 2 Switches, one for you and your brother for the same price. Man, that's a hard sell. Steve M in the building says Gabe and Val are out of their minds. Yeah, I saw the reviews today, and I saw those. I saw the pricing structure, and I was just like, yikes. You know what? I was eight. I was like, okay, if they pull it in at 8, there's a chance. But man, that price, whew, you gotta blink at that thing and say, you know what, man, it looks nice, but I don't know if I can support that thing. I definitely couldn't recommend it. It's like I listen. I put Steve in. I put Steam in. um, I sent this exact message in both chats. Yeah, I don't know. I made sure I pulled the chat up today, and I don't know what's going on, man. I don't know, GT. If you got some time, man, GT, can you go? Can you try to see if you can hop in it? I don't know if it's something that I need to do. Hold on, good people. I'm just trying to see if there's anything I can do. Yeah, cause I got to pull it up on my phone. Yeah, and the only message that was on there is the message for me. So Steve says better off just making a PC at that price. Yeah, you know what? Matter of fact, in the IGN review, the young, I guess it was a young lady who did the majority of the hard work for the review. She uh, priced a pretty decent rig, and it came out to around the same price. You know, it's like, and that thing, you can definitely grow. CMG says, I'll be watching and lurking. I got you, brother. I know you listen. I know you out there. You got to do your thing, man. Let's see. Steve says Steam Machine would be interesting if it was around $600 to $700, but its current price, I can't justify it. I do get what they're saying that the box isn't locked down, so it could be used for more than games. Or I listen, Steve. You know what? When I watched that review, I agree. I mean, it does provide some benefit. However, um, I don't know how easy that thing is to upgrade. That's the hard part. It's like, what I'm saying, you're gonna be locked in to this machine, knowing that technology is probably going to advance past that. It's not going to compete with a PlayStation 6, and so I don't know how longevity that kind of machine has. And I need to see, like, saying, like Grilla said, man, it's not even more powerful than a PS5. So, like, how does it compete next generation? How does it get to that next level? I don't know. I don't know. I knew it wasn't gonna be $600 or $700 because they just raised the price of the Steam Deck, and the Steam Deck been out for a grip. Now, just imagine what that next Steam Deck price is gonna look like. I think that is the question most people should start asking. Like, man, if the Steam machine is this price, what that next Steam Deck gonna look like? That should have been the question. What is the price of the next Steam Deck? It's gonna be probably, I would guess, $1,000, if not more. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. GT said there are multiple options in Canada too, but that is the cheapest one. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Sonic Knuckle Tales with the scripture of the day. Psalms 121, verses 7 and 8. It says, the Lord will keep you from all evil. He will keep your life. The Lord will keep you. He'll keep your going out and your coming in from this time forth and forevermore. Absolutely, man. I say this all the time. And I said this to the kids in my basketball practice today. I said, man, I don't know how y'all guys live your life and now have Christ in head of it. I don't know how you say that you want to be great basketball players or great at anything, and the Lord is not in front of you in front of those decisions. There's no way, man, I'm the man I am today without God. I challenge people all the time, man. You know what? I got some kids who I've been, that I taught years ago, and they call me from time to time with some of their problems. And one of the biggest problems they have, man, is like that level of unforgiveness. When somebody crossed them or something like that, man, they just hold on to it like it's a badge of honor. And I was trying to tell him, man, forgiveness, man, is not about them. It's about you. You got to learn to forgive And you know, 'cause the minute you forgive, man, it comes off your chest. You know, you're not. It don't make you angry no more. It's just like, you know what, this is what it is. All right, bet. I'm going to the next thing. Man, I've watched my older brothers, man, and I love them both to death. And today we are pretty tight knit, you know, saying brothers as a family as brothers. And but when I was younger, man, they fell out over like a couple $1,000s, and they were like at each other's odds. They were like almost damn near enemies for like, you know, years. I mean, like 4 or 5 years. They were just like, you know, they was always, when I saw each other, it was some form of level of beef or disrespect. And I learned then, man, it's like, I would never let money divide me or my family. That was number one. Number two, I learned how to forgive real quick and move on. I don't forget. I just learned how to forgive, because if I don't, man, it'll wait on me. It make me angry. I be angry all the time. So, but yeah, that, you know what, and giving it over to God, man, it just allows God to have His vengeance, because vengeance is the Lord. So it's so easy just to give it over to Him. Great scripture to share today, Sonic Knuckle Tales. I appreciate you, man. Um, let's get our continuing going on. You see, CMG says, but I won't be making a video about it. I'm sticking with the Switch 2 content for the time being. I got you. CMG said, yeah, gaming dad, got to go live myself. Yep, I ain't mad at you not one bit. J34, he says that Steam machine is a bit interesting. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Listen, if it was the right price, even at $800, I'd have been still like, but I might have considered trying to make it happen. But at 1,000, man, I just can't. I just can't, man. You know what? Is J34? I think that's my son. Is that you, Joshua? I think that's Joshua. I don't know. It's hard to see J34, but you must have changed your name or something. The J34. GT says at the end, and just gaming, it's not worth it spending over $1,000 to play any games. What are my sound effects on that one, man? Let me. Where my put the applause button on that one? You know what, man? Listen, you absolutely right. I mean, just think about it, man. I think how much was the? I think the Super Nintendo might have cost me $200. I know the original Nintendo cost me $89. That's crazy. The original Nintendo cost me. I think I paid $250 for the Nintendo 64. It was $390. It was $299 for the PlayStation. And then, you know, they went bonkers on PlayStation 3. It was $599. But you know what? I paid it. I ain't gonna front. I paid it. I wanted that bad boy bad. I paid the $299, and then it was trash, and they had no games at the beginning. I think the Wii U might have been $250. The Switch, you know, I mean, and so now it's like these prices. It's like $1,000 for just to play games. It's a tough pill to swallow. You know what? I'm telling you, if you look at this Steam machine and you compare it to, let's say, I don't know, maybe a MacBook from 2 years ago, you get a better experience out of that MacBook than you are this. You're getting a better experience out of an iPad. You get a better experience out of an iPad. An iPad Pro, you could probably get around the same price as the base model Steam Deck. You're going to get a better experience than you are the Steam Deck. You're going to get way more out of it. It's hard. This is a hard sell, man. Captain C in the building, man. What's going on, man? How is work, man? Get Captain C on the board. It's been a minute. All right, got Captain C. He says, Captain C said, it's just like all their products. It's the console equivalent of the potential man meme. Agreed, man. Agreed. Steven says, imagine what Steam Frame or Xbox Helix or PS6 will cost. Right. Right. Listen, they better hope that these component prices come down. Um, because if not, man, listen, I'm gonna feel like GT. I'm like, "Phew, man, I will play. I will keep my old systems and I will play some of them games over and over again. There's no way. CMG says $1,000. I know, man. I know. It's like that. Is crazy. It's crazy to even think about. He said $1,000 is too much. That is crazy. Listen, $1,000, man, is approaching some people's mortgage, let alone rent, just to play games. Crazy. Steve says, or if Nintendo does a Switch 2 OLED or a Switch Pro, you're gonna get a better value. You Steve, man, you absolutely right, man. Absolutely. Listen, it's hard. Okay, good. I thought it was. All right, that's my son Joshua. I'm glad you popped in, Josh. Maybe your other brothers might pop in too. Man, listen, it's getting hard out. It's getting hard out here for a pimp. Listen, to get eShop cards, you're like, man, $10. I'm like, shoot, she. Matter of fact, listen. Matter of fact, I don't. If somebody wins tonight, you won't get it today. I tell you much. I have to go to GameStop tomorrow after my basketball game. I've been if you haven't been following me on TikTok, man, I've been I've my daughter had a friend that she met um while she was in the hospital. And that kid now is, well, he has been homeless. And so over here, some of y'all might know what an extended stay is, but over here in the States, they have what they call extended stays. They're like they're like hotel rooms, but they get them at a cheaper rate, but they pay by the day and anything like that. So they're not the best, but you know what? They're small. They give you your really basic, small refrigerator, microwave. You get access to a TV, cable, internet. At you inside. It ain't the best place by any stretch of imagination, but when you don't have nothing and no family, it's tough. So this kid, man, it's a good kid, man, and we reached out to him, man. I was able to raise him some money to kind of pay for his extended stay for a little while. Gonna go down and check him out sometime tomorrow and pay for his extended stay for another week. And he's able to save a little bit of money, so he can ever to kind of like live a little bit and be able to not have the pressure of like I gotta survive today. So but the good thing about he not like a bum. You know what I'm saying? He got a job, but it's one of those jobs. It's like if we need you, we call you. He works for Amazon, so it's like when the shift comes up, he got to kind of fight for the shift. So it's one of those things. So he's been blessed. He's been working. So I just been trying to working on this guy. But his name is just Josiah. So man, whoever y'all guys pray to, man, that's if you give a little time, man, pray to him, man, and pray for him, and I hope that he gets blessed out of this situation. Because I'm telling you, I don't think none of us in here would rather or want to be in a situation where we gotta be like, if I don't get this paid, I'm gonna be out here on the street. And, he was in a shelter before, and so it just, and the kid is young, man. He's a young kid, like 22, but he things were going good, but he was living with some people, man, and then those people took advantage of him, and then he had a mental, when you're young, man, if you don't have a lot of strong support, things in life, man, are just compound upon you, and so he had a mental episode at I believe at the job, and so he was 1013. If nobody don't know what that is, that's they say, hey, we deem you a little incompetent. You might have some into issues. We got to get you looked at and evaluated. So he wasn't arrested necessarily, but they took him into the hospital, had him evaluated for 2 or 3 days. And so when that happened, he was working pretty regularly. They kind of cut back on some of the hours they was giving him at Amazon because of that incident. And so this has been a struggle for this young man. So you guys pray for him, man. It'd be, well worth it. What I'm saying? We're just trying our best to help him out on this end here as much as we can. and cause it's just so that he at least be able to feed himself and and wash his clothes. He didn't have any, he didn't have nothing. He had no clothes because a lot of stuff got stolen when he was at the last shelter. It was just like, man, this is a bad situation, man. So I know you guys didn't want to hear that, man, but I just, man, I just wanted to pass that along. GT says, I can't forgive. My father died and left me without as much as a photo of himself. He told me and my mother that he'll leave me his house and left it to another family. He picked another family over his own. I'm not even showing up to his funeral. Good riddance, that man. Whew. Man, listen, who am I to tell you how to feel? I mean, I think in everybody in situations, it is hard. But I was stand firm though on what I said about forgiveness. It's about you. It's not about him. And he will be held accountable for what he did or didn't do. There's two paths that we're fighting for. We're fighting to make ourselves on the straight and narrow path, which is to heaven. But the other path, man, is wide. That's what the Bible describes. It's a wide road. So even now, we still have to treat others as we want to be treated. Jesus came back. He gave two rules. He said, have no other God above me and love thy neighbor as thyself. And he said, in essence, if you're following those two rules, you'll follow every rule that Moses gave you prior to. And so I would encourage you, my brother, forgive, get it off your shoulders, man, and march forward. I don't want you carried around none of that dead weight. I hate that man chose to not be a part of your life. He missed out on a great man. He missed out on the development of a great man, and I think him not being in your life, man, was a blessing in two ways. It was a blessing in one way because you are the man you are today because of that lack of a father. Believe it or not, and yeah, times were tough, and you kind of probably wish your father was there, but man, you're a great dude, man. Listen, I've never seen your face ever in life, but from me to you, just from your conversations and your interactions here, and the things that I know for sure you have done, not only for your family, for people you've never met before in your life until they came into your life, man. You a great dude, and whatever happened on your journey was your journey. And I want to say it to you, my brother. All right, let's continue to get it on. It said, Dion in the building. What's going on? So, what's up, Gaming Dad in the chat? What's going on, sir? Let me get you on the board. All right, got Dion on the board. CMG says, he said, I'm actually named after my father, and right now it is hard for me to forgive him. He wasn't in my life as much. I had to learn life on my own. Off topic. Listen, man. Man. It's like we as men, we all had that kind of conversation. You know what? Um, you know what? When I was younger, my father wasn't the best father. Like when I was 5, him and my mom divorced because my father was a punk. And I listen, and I say that not because what I'm not trying to be disrespectful towards him because I've forgiven him for this portion, but he was a punk. And then to me, anytime a man can put his hands on another woman, especially the woman of your children that you love, you just don't do those things. And so, I saw that as a child. And so, and my mother was about that life. She was like, you're not gonna keep doing this to me. And my mother left, and thank God she did. And I hate that because you know what? It was times in my life where athletically I was gifted, but didn't have a father to kind of push me that direction. It was a lot of things I had to experience in life without that father like guidance. And then when my mom died, I was kind of I was forced to go live with him. So it was like at that standpoint, it was like, I was trying more than he was. You know what I'm saying? So, um, but you know what, man, I've learned to forgive, man, and that level of forgiveness has said, you know what, it's not even I was never designed to even, saying, harbor that ill will towards him. But you know what, like the Bible says, man, you reap what you sow. You will reap what you sow, buddy. Josh says, I'm here for now, just trying to improve my drawing. That's right, buddy. Listen, practice make perfect. Welcome to the back. Practice helps you get better. It doesn't make you perfect. It just helps you get better. So you have to practice it the more and more at anything if you want to get good at it. We are what we do the most. You know, if you continue to draw and you draw on a daily basis, you will get better and better and better. You got to keep drawing, keep challenging yourself. Captain C said, I agreed. Gaming is too expensive. Let's see. GT says, yeah, man. I was raised by my mom. It was my mom and I who was his only family in the country and took after him when he needed us. Then he picked people who don't even live in the country over us. Yeah, man, he missed out, man. You know what? But you know what? He will be judged accordingly. You know what? As much as I hate to say it, at the end of the day, absent of the body, present with the Lord. The minute you're gonna go there, he gonna say, "Listen, I know you or I don't know you." And you don't want him to say, "Truly, truly, I tell you, I do not know you. Depart from me." You don't want that statement coming out of Jesus' mouth when you get to the gates, because once he makes that statement, buddy, you go like a torpedo right to the bottom, and it ain't nothing nice. Let's see. Sonic Knuckle says gaming is too expensive, not justifiable at these prices anymore. AAA games are not as good quality as they are capable of making. Let's blow the dust off our backlog. Indie games are beating AAA. Man, you know what Sonic tells me? You making such that's a phenomenal point. Is because you know what? Listen, I kind of feel the same way. You know what? There's some old games that's probably worth playing way more than some of these AAA experiences. Like, say why put that kind of money into these games when you're not giving me what it's worth? I look at a game like Silk Song. It might not be everybody's cup of tea, but man, that's a great game. I get great value. I go back, man, and like even playing like like Metro, a lot of the old 2D style game, Metroid Dread. You know what? This great, great games, man. You know what? They don't need to be 100 hours, nothing like that. Some stupid. You know what? You give me some good gameplay, give me a good story, and we good. But you're right, man. Listen, the value is like, I don't know about this. Like, don't get me wrong, man. I think GTA is gonna be probably a video game phenomenon. Everybody, their mama is probably going to probably pre-order that game. I mean, I'm just not really interested. It might get bought only because I have this channel, so I might have to cover some of it. But I'm like not overly like, oh my goodness, you know what? I would prefer, even though 'cause, I've been holding off because I could buy this game super duper cheap on Steam, but I want to play it on my Switch. It's like, I'm waiting on Red Dead 2. I would rather play that, so it is what it is. Techno DJ in the building. What's going on, sir? I'm going to get you on the board in a hot second. GT says the industry is going to crash next generation. That's a whole nother topic in itself. He says, with the price of hardware, the price of subscriptions, and the price of gaming, I see the industry shrinking even more. I feel like we getting pimped. I feel like we getting nickeled and dime, and that's one of the reasons why, like, I never was a fan of live service games because I feel like, man, I'm just I'm not that nickel and a dime and stuff. No, nope, nope, no. I grew up in an era where the game was on the cartridge, flaws and all. If it was a flaw, it was a part of the game. Long as it didn't break the game, it was good. You just dealt with that flaw and you keep on going. If it dipped down to 20 frames per second, so what? You kept playing the game. And then you know what? And it was good and nobody tripped about it. But now with the prices and everything else going on, man, please, I'm with Son of Knuckle Tales, man. I'm just dig into the black log, find me a couple games, and just sit on them and just make it is what it is. Not Don't get me wrong. I'm going to pick up Star Fox because I'm a Star Fox guy. Always have been. Star Fox 64 is a classic to me, and to have that remade, I'm with that. Just like Metroid Prime was super good on the GameCube, and I really have enjoyed my experience on the Switch and Switch 2. So I mean, great. At least these last 2 points between Gorilla and Son of Knuckle Tales, man, is pretty much like their own show all of it in itself. Because yeah, man, one is this crazy experience, expensive, man. But why spend our time, saying, trying to, saying, dig into some of these newer games when you know what you probably got tons of games in your backlog that's for a cheaper price. Like you can get Switch games super duper cheap now. If you walk around Walmart, or I was just in Best Buy, man, they got all kind of sales for Switch One games. All right, let me get Techno DJ on the board real quick. Techno DJ. And then we got Dub City in the building. What's going on, Dub City? Good morning to you over in Sydney, Australia. Well, I bet you it is hot over there. All right. It says CMG says, "Oh wow, I hope he is doing all right." Yeah, the young man is doing pretty good. Um, you just can't help. Like we have paid for this will be the third week we have paid to keep him in a sustained stay, allowing him to keep the money he's making from Amazon and saving it. And maybe, saying from that working, he have a little bit saved up so he can kind of make some other decisions. Maybe even buy him a bike. That might be something we think about. I believe he's walking to work, but I think having a bike and he can kind of lock up might benefit him as well. So, all right, let's see. Something like Cattell says, but things aren't sustainable either. Yeah, you know what? Paying $80 for games, no matter how good you may think they may be, in this economy with everything else going on, man, it's crazy. What's going on, Braylon? What's going on with you, man? Bazard 24/7. Quay 311 in the building, man. What's going on? Silent Hotel says cost/limited quantity. Yep. Let me get Quake on the board real quick. You know what? I did not get to say this. Quake, man, thanks again, man, for telling me happy Father's Day, man, to all the fathers on the channel today, man. Happy Father's Day from yesterday. Just a quick, I didn't do too much. I worked my other job, and I treated myself to some Cracker Barrel. If you ever had Cracker Barrel, man, super good. The breakfast is phenomenal. So I had the mama's breakfast, and I worked yesterday. That's all I did, and I didn't get home till late. So nothing big. And my children bought me a tripod. I needed one for my photography because my other tripod was breaking down on me, and that's what got me for Father's Day, man. So that was my Father's Day. So happy Father's Day to all the fathers on the board. Braylon says, forgiveness does not change the past, but it does enlarge the future. It just that forgiveness, man, it just gets the weight off of you. That's only my experience, man. It's just that because for a long time, man, I was really bitter to my father. I was really bitter to my uncle. My grandparents, saying they bought and built. My grandparents are from southern Georgia, and they moved their way to Detroit, and they bought a house, nice little corner house, and they raised, saying two generations of families in that house. And when they passed, the house was given over to my uncle, and he blew it. He just refinanced it, took the money from it, and just smoked it up. It just and for a long time, man, I was like livid. I was like, how dare you disrespect them that way by this, said this being selfish, So it took a long time, man, for me to get over. Man, you can even tell now in my voice now, it's still like, it's still like it bites a little bit, man. But I had to forgive him. I had to, no child. Like I forgive him. I just, the forgiveness doesn't take the pain or the hurt away. Let's see. Quay 311 says, Brownie's ice cream is dope. Stalling. got Gotta mow the lawn. Hope your Father's Day was enjoyable. Thanks for being an excellent example to your children, man. Appreciate you. Right back at you, my brother. Listen. Don't worry, man. Quay, listen, the good thing about it, man, your kids will get older. And you know what? They become the people that do the lawn. You know what? I get lawn people coming over to my house all the time. They was like, "Oh man, we do your job. We do a real good job on your lawn." I was like, "Yeah, I own my own lawn service too." They're like, "Oh, for real? What's the name of it?" I said, "Oh, it's Joseph and Joshua." That's it's their lawn care service because they will cut the grass. I will supervise. Oh man. Oh, I had to get Bassett on the board. I thought about it. Suda Quay said, "Oh, Vape God is in the building." Oh my goodness, Bassett. 24/7. And let me get Bassett to got you on the board, sir. All right. Quay 311 says, I'm not interested in Crime Simulator 6 either. Nah, I wouldn't be either. Captain C says, thoughts on the new Godzilla game. If this succeeds, I think the industry might rethink the strategy with these 80-hour games. Imagine a systems hidden run make. You know what? There is rumors of that, saying being in production right now. But you're right. You know what? A lot of some of these older games, getting them a little fresher paint is nice. Don't get me wrong, it's nice. Um, I just don't know how many new experiences you can really have. Cause I think it's some old experience that they didn't give enough time to bake that could have could you imagine a new Infamous? I would play that right now. If they brought back another Uncharted, I would play that. You know what? What can I say? Gravity Rush. I think you know what? If they came out with another Gravity Rush, I'll be okay with that. Virtual is a Beautiful Joe. I would definitely play another Beautiful Joe. Son of the Tale says if Nintendo wants to charge $60 or even 80s for a well-made, good game with at least 40 hours of playtime, then the cost is fine. But throw slop together. Worse, if AI is doing all the work, it's not worth it. I agree. Man, listen, I agree. You know what? Like once again, man, being from the era where you know what, there was no updates. Your approach and your look at games is a little bit different. It's like, man, I remember when there was no updates, and you know what? Whatever the game was on the cartridge, that's what it was, and good or bad, flaws and all, it made the game unique. You know what? Yeah, GoldenEye 007 wouldn't have had the best graphics, but that thing was fun. Couldn't tell me that thing wasn't fun. GT said, the issues with the gaming industry is social media. Well, that's interesting. Give me your take on that. Like, can you expand on that, GT? Maybe you have after I read through. It says, look at Digital Foundry. Half a year ago, they were saying the Steam Deck should only be $500 at most. Now, despite showing how weak the hardware is, they justify the price. We live in a society where people tell you just to play the old stuff, then actually promote and hype up anything new because clicks as being modern equal money for them, thus influencing others to spend. Hmm. You know that's you know what that's a great point, but that's a tough point. You know what? Because of that weight of wanting to please your fan base. but also generally want to be excited about new product. In that thirst in industry with social media, that thirst of wanting to be first of everything else, you tend to lose sight. Like, sometimes, what, it take you a little while to really enjoy something or really dig into it to give a good review of it. Now you can give reviews really quick, but you know what? It's hard to make a review on certain things within a week's time or after just playing a couple games. You know what? You got to really dig into it and say, hey, where's the shortcomings at? So yeah, I get it. Sometimes even myself, man, you can find yourself being victims of that because you are loyal and you have value in a brand that you have supported the majority of your life, and you tend to gravitate and jump onto that. So yeah, I definitely can definitely understand your point on that. Yeah, I don't think as good as social media has been as in gathering information on new products, it definitely can have its reverse effect because you know what, you don't know the truth. You don't know how much money was spent to hype that game up. True enough, they get on there and they say, yeah, this company sent me this product, but they have no say so in the video. Do they? Do we know that? Do we see the contract? Yeah, so you got a point there, man. Bazit 24/7 said, I bought the Nintendo camera for Star Fox. I want the fox face movement. That's funny. You know what? Listen, speaking of Star Fox, man, I think the most exciting part, man, is the multiplayer. I think that's gonna be like a really dope experience. Because since Star Fox, by itself, just play the game, just playing it by itself, man. It's always been really a nice flowing game, but saying to have some real good dog fights is gonna be nice. So I'm looking forward to that one. Son of Nicotel says, "What time is better than right now for our backlogs? If new games aren't worth it and the backlog is already too much to handle, why not chip away at a log of games you keep putting on the back burner?" I don't. You know what? I can only speak for myself because what, for myself, saying we tend to always like um I have always liked new things. It's something about that. Even from like like cameras to electronics, I've always been saying that's something that has been some form of therapy food for me. I'm not saying it's a good thing by stretch of imagination, and I don't know if that kind of transpire from saying being a kid and not having, and then losing my mom, and so it was my way of having control. I don't know, but you make a good point. Um, but for me, I do so many other things. I do. I think if all I had to do was go to work and come home, I would probably play a lot of my games. If I did nothing else, it'd be good. But yeah, I coach. Like I had basketball practice today, and it's the summer. And and then on top of that, I do a lot, man. I take pictures. I DJ. I DJ twice on Saturday. It's like all over the place. So at least to work the list down when we keep delaying. All right, I get you. I feel the facts. GT says, now Digital Foundry is doing the exact same thing with the Steam machine. They show how weak the hardware is, yet are actively trying to convince people it's a good deal for over $1,000. I have not seen the Digital Foundry's review yet, and I'm not going to give them no way out either. That thing is expensive, man. It's just no, it's. I mean, I understand that prices of memory is going up, and that's probably why it's. But if even if the price of memory wasn't as expensive, you think about it like this: it still would have been around $800. It'd have been like $900, even if the memory wasn't like as crazy as it now. It still would have been expensive. So I don't know. tough. J Big says, how Crime Simulator, GTA 6 comes out to Switch. He said, you hope it comes out. Yeah, I just hope if it makes its way to Switch, I want it to play well. If it don't play well, leave that thing on other consoles. Quake 311 says, saw Uncharted Trilogy for $6 last week. See, stuff like that, you like, all right, let me pick that up. Because $6 is like, okay, now that is like, oh, that's so much game for $6, buddy. That is so much game. Definitely impulse buy territory. I played Uncharted 4 and enjoyed it. Couldn't get into Lost Legacy. Lost Legacy was pretty good too, though. I definitely give it a little minute. Lost Legacy was decent, but man, to go back and get them other old Uncharted, man, that might be worth it. GT says, let's use you as an example, Gaming Dad. If it wasn't for me hyping up the Steam Deck at launch, do you think you'll be as influenced to get one? Listen, I agree. No, I wasn't. If it wasn't for CMG and the Legion Go, would you have bought one? The CMG situation was a tad bit different. You were like the dope man who just introduced me to crack. It was like, that looks kind of. Your logic behind it was like convincing. I was like, oh, you know what? All right. And then you opened my eyes to a whole new world. I was like, I didn't know all this stuff was out here. What was I doing? And so your situation was a little bit different. That now the Legion Go, it wasn't because of CMG. I was looking at it anyway. What really appealed to me with the Legion Go, it was the screen size and the controller apparatus that I never used. Those are the two things that excited me most. Like, oh man, this big old screen, better battery, more powerful, blah 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 blah. And then you know what? I don't even use it that much. Every now and then, it's like, okay, I'll give you another one. Like the Apple Vision Pro. I have one. I like it. It's a dope video consumption machine. Super dope. Super, super dope. But productivity, it is not. It's like, watch a movie on that bad boy. Oh, absolutely. Content, oh yeah, but to be creative with it, to create with it, to have that part of your Mac ecosystem is not. That was a good one. I like that suggestion. Let's see. Sonic Knuckle Tail says, I don't know all the details, but there is a group of people who are trying to bring back Pac-Man 99. It's a work in progress, but I think it requires a one switch or emulator. Man, listen, you find out more information about that, man. Pass that along. I will be all about that. You know how we feel about Pac-Man 99. Listen, they can take Pac-Man 99 and put it onto a game and sell it for $20, and it will get bought. Today, GT says, I have a PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series S and X that I don't even turn on. Listen, man. Listen, brother, you ain't the only one. I brought them solely based on a 2020 hype. And if I didn't fall of the hype, I'll have $1,000 in my pocket right now. You know what? You can probably get some of that money back. Because you know what? Now that they went up in price, you can probably, definitely sell those things. They probably get you some money back. Let's see. Jay Busy. No. Captain C says, wait. He said, Rise of the Tomb Raider should have been a Switch 2 physical release. Yeah, I agree. I have a feeling that this is how they're trying to pimp the system. They are going to let these things sell digitally and then come out with a 2-pack. I said 2-pack, like Tupac. a 2-pack of both games on the same cartridge and then re-release that cartridge. So they're gonna get you twice. They're gonna say, hey, you know, if you want both games on a cartridge, here it is. But if you want a digital right now, it's just you have to pay for it. But yeah, I agree. They both should have been like physical releases. But I think that's how they're gonna. I listen. I put my money on it. They'll come back into this year. You know what? Hey, we have this for for Christmas or the beginning or some part of next year. They'll sell them both on the same cartridge. Jay Big says I never understood how anyone ever hyped up crack to people. You listen, man. You are right, man. Listen, okay, all right. I know this is a sidebar, but I have this conversation like all the time with the kids in my classroom because some of my kids in my classroom are like, they're weed heads, and you know what? But I call them crackheads. I said, man, you don't know what they put in that stuff. You have no idea. They use vapes. I said, man, you guys are the guinea pigs, man. Did you not pay attention to how they did cigarettes? They let people smoke cigarettes. They made it popular. They put it on TV shows and movies, and everybody thought it was cool to smoke cigarettes, knowing that it was giving them cancer. And then they came out 50 years later and said, oh, you know what? We didn't know. Yeah, they knew. Same thing. They're doing the same thing with vape. They don't, this generation here is the guinea pigs for it. And then they're going to have no lungs, none. Them lungs are going to be, they're going to be on machines because they just thought this was cool. You be trying to tell them, like, man, you only get one body. But I listen, I totally feel your pain on that with JB. Like, I don't know how that happened. Like, how do you convince somebody, like, man, smoke this crack, man. You'll love it. Okay, I'll do it. Sonic this says, sorry, my D's and S keys are semi-broken. Oh, I feel you. I get it. Been there. GT said, I bought a Steam controller barely based off hype. If it's good, sure. If it's is it any better than the Series X controller I was using before? Nope. I could have saved $160. I paid for the controller. Woo wee. JB says crack is like the most uncool drug you can use. No one ever looked cool doing crack. You right, man. Listen, you right. That was never like hey man, listen, man, I got a little bit of this crack in the back. You want to smoke it? Nah. I'm just glad, man, that I never that was like smoking drugs was never my cup of tea. I was quick to say, nah, I don't do that. I see you say it with confidence too. I just have fine chicks like, oh, come on, we gonna smoke a little bit. No, I don't care what. Okay, how fine you is. Nah, no, we're not doing that. Nah, that was never my cup of tea. GT says, at the end of the day, I question how much money I would actually spend on gaming if I was never on social media. It feels like the majority of my purchases were not because I truly wanted the product. Ah, man, listen, you got a point there, man. I don't think about that from a gamer perspective. I look at it from because I buy cameras all the time, and I've been hyped up to buy cameras, saying more than once. And true enough, the camera turns out to be saying pretty nice and things of that nature. But I was like, oh man, if they all take pictures. They do. They all take pictures. They just take them differently. But I get you on that one, man. Moet 4529. Let me get you on the board, sir. Four, 529. Got you. You on the board, sir? Badger 24/7 TV. Say, I enjoyed Rise of the Tomb Raider. Was the first time I played it. Okay, let's see. And you said the performance was good too. How many this week in gaming does it take to make a bonfire? That was funny. GT says Bazet, as our resident vape crackhead, how long before your looks? Oh my man, listen, man, you are you are hilarious. Oh man. Heck, I thought I had me a little drink in here. I guess not. I guess I left it out there. Uh, J Big says even the crack dealers look bummy. The bad part about it, you knew who was selling crack, who wasn't. You know that was definitely odd. Definitely. Something says I sent you a Discord DM of who talk to about. Okay, bet. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. I think I'm gonna hop on that when I'm done. It says GT says JB says wow GT you need to stay off social media. He said, I honestly do. I see people are hyping up games and it looks interesting, so I buy it and add it to my backlog. By the time I use most of the things I buy, the hype cycle has long passed. Woo! I think we all are victims of this. All are victims. Listen, you know what, man? Okay. All right. So I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Blocky. Blocky is like a toy company. And so I don't know how it came across my page, but they're like some of your toys, but you know you have to like put them together. And so man, I saw this. Listen, I gotta show y'all this. I bought one and then had to buy another one because I am such a big Transformers guy. Let me go get this. Look at this. Not only does it come with Soundwave, but it also comes with each one of his cassettes. So it comes with Rumble, Laserbeak, Ravage, and Ratbat. It don't transform. It's just the robot itself. But man, I saw this and was like, I have to have this. Now, is it in the box? It's still in the box in the plastic. My plan is to put this thing together when basketball season is over the end of this week. That is on my agenda. But listen, I bought that one and I bought Megatron. I had to buy Megatron because the Megatron looks so sweet. I was like, oh my goodness. I had to pick it up. Hold on. J Biggs, listen, hold on. Yes, the sound. I told you, like for Christmas, my son my oldest son surprised me. He bought me Optimus that transforms and speaks. Super dope. Super, super, super dope. And I play with it every now and then. And I just like to, saying this to, take pictures of it and transform it and have it go through its little cycles. But it's sweet. I ain't front. But once again, the Blocky, the one you put together, was $28. Optimus Prime retail price, I think it was like $600. I love my son. Raise good kids. they'll bless you in the end. All right. So man, listen. I know everybody kind of talked about this the Steam machine, and man, as a matter of fact, let's look into the news a little bit. Let me see. Let's see if I can hold on 1 second. Save stories. All right. Let me get here real quick and switch over to. All right, Steam Machine price and release date officially revealed, and it's expensive. I'm just gonna skip on down here to it says Steam Machine officially costs over $1,000. There are two models: a 512 gigabyte version that costs $1,049, and another 2 terabyte version that costs $1,349. And both release on June the 30th. So it releases next week. All right. This says pre-orders going live this week on June 25th. So I think the 20 what's the day? Is the day the 22nd? So the 25th is Thursday. So pre-orders go live this Thursday. The both versions comes without the Steam controller. You can combine the 2 terabyte with the Steam controller for $14.28. Listen, after listening to GT says, hey, you know what? Do I like the controller? I like it, but was it worth the price I paid? Is it any much better than the Xbox controller I already own? Nope. See, those are the things you want to hear. You're like, that's good. That's good information to know. He said, overall, it seems Valve is pricing the new Steam machine comparatively to a new low to mid tier PC, which means since giving the Steam machine runs the Steam OS just like the Steam Deck does, it meant to be a living room system that can play PC games from your Steam library. Of course, like the Steam Deck, the Steam machine will come with its own verified badge to signal which games can be run properly on the new home console. 1428. J Big says yes. For the privilege of having a controller, you can get a Steam machine for almost $1,000 more than a Switch 2. But remember, drop the price of the Switch 2. GT says the 2 terabyte with controller is cheaper in the US than the 512 with no controller in Canada. Wowzers. Now that is saying something. That's crazy. That is crazy. I mean, I you can't really recommend that to anybody. All right, let's go to a couple stories real quick. Um, if you didn't play Shinobi, Art of the Revenge, um, super good game. Super good game. Um, but it's coming up to cartridge. September 24th. Coming to Switch 2, you say you can get your hands on it the 24th of September. Um, Definitely, if you have not picked it up, I kind of wish I would have waited till the cartridge came out. But super good game. But what comes out in October? Castlevania. Cannot wait. All right. There's no way I'm paying $80 for Elden Ring. This is a bad time for them. I'm sorry. As much as I would like to, this would be a game that would definitely get passed over and would not get bought until maybe next year, and it's going to be on sale. A hard sale, too. But if you're thinking about getting it, Elden Ring Tarnished Edition on Switch 2, listed at 41 gigabytes. And this is an old story. Let me get out of here. There we go. Sega updates sales figures for its biggest franchises. I believe they have a direct tomorrow, if I'm correct. Look at that date. All right, let's see. Sega recently financial report has revealed newly updated sales figures for its biggest franchises, includes Persona, Sonic the Hedgehog, and Like a Dragon. So look at the sales number. It says Like a Dragon, the man who erased his name, is at 1.05 million. Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth is 2.05 million. Shima got Tensei Vengeance, 2.44 million. Metaphor, whether it's Revo Tiziaza, I don't know how to say it. It's a stupid name. 2.46 million. Sonic Superstars is 2. Oh, that did half bad. Persona 3 Reloaded is almost 3 million. Sonic versus Shadows Generation, 3.07 million. Yuka's Like a Dragon, 3.12. Team Sonic Racing, 3.5. That's pretty good. That's pretty good for a Sonic game. It's 3.5 million. Sonic Frontiers almost at 5 million. And Persona 5 Royale is closing in on 9 million, but it probably won't make it. Good job. Good job to Sega. Sega. All right. So Sega will be hosting an official session at Canaan Lions for Sonic. Okay, I want to hear about the direct they're supposed to be having. Said Dusk Golem, I don't know who that is, claims that there's no real desire at Capcom to remake Resident Evil 5. You know what? Resident Evil 5 was good. I don't think it need to be remade, but you know what? I think the ones that need to be remade is in the pipeline. Mm-mm-mm. New Resident Evil Veronica info apparently set for Gamescom 2026. Um, Resident Evil Veronica was Code Veronica was really really good. Hold on, let me read some of these comments. It says GT says you can talk about for inflation and the value of money, but average person didn't contribute to any of that. We both pay in dollars, and you pay less in dollars and get more. I pay more in dollars and get less. Scam. Scam. Jay Big said I need Nate the Hate to confirm Halo, CE, Gears of War, Reloaded, BA, Black Ops 1 and 2, and Metroid 2039 for the Switch 2 before 2028. I tell you, out of that bunch of games you announced, man, listen, I just kind of hope Black Ops 1 and 2 just somehow pops up. And he said, until Resident Evil 5 was my favorite. Resident Evil 5 was fun. That was a good. I did not beat 6, but 5 was good. Fortray 800, what's going on, sir? Saw you pop up in the chat. All right, let's see how many people got on the board tonight. We got 24 people on the board tonight. Don't forget, good people, man, if you get a chance, man, hit that like button. I appreciate you. GT said, it amazes me how these corporations can get away charging, say, American 10%, 10% of their monthly income for a product, then charges internationals up to 75% of their monthly income, then sue if they pirate. Ooh. You make some interesting points. Let's see. All right, let me look at some other. Did anybody pick this game up? I thought about it because it's more of an action RPG. The Adventures of Elliot makes an impressive debut, but can't trouble the podium. Ooh, this is the over here in the UK. So you have number 1, 007 First Light. EA Sports FC 26. That's why they had that free play test for the Switch. Ooh. Tamagotchi Light number 3, Cyberpunk 2077. They must have had a sale on PC because 59% of the new ones on PC. EA UFC 6, number 5. The Adventures of Elliot, number 6. Let's see. J Big says, nope. Can't stand HD 2D, but people that played it liked it. GT said, needs to be laws for actual regional pricing based on medium income, not just U.S. inflated, saying someone has the ability to buy something while actually forcing them to pay an obscene price is wrong. You know what, man? I don't know, man. I think I can only tell you how it's perceived over here in the States that that some of the things that we have to pay for out of pocket, some your government kind of pays for, like your medical expenses and some things that you guys you get off the rip. I think we pay for over here, which I think make things a little bit more expensive over there. I could be wrong, but that's how it's being. How can I say displayed over here in the U.S. Okay, listen, I'm looking at number 7. You know what? To me, man, this game should not have been delayed. I bet you this game was ready and has been ready for a long time. This Lego Batman for the Switch 2, there was no reason to delay that. They just wanted more people to buy it on other systems because they know people gonna buy it on the Switch. And it's another reason why, like, man, look, it's much like I was like super hyped for Batman, and it's like now it's like, man, I don't even know. GT says Fire Emblem in Canada, for example, is going to cost me $110 for the base game. Yikes! In the States, it's going to cost $70. Yeah, that's $40. Sheesh. Yeah, I think if I was over in Canada, I'd probably be like, you know what? Yeah, pirate them things. Yeah, that's a lot of money. $70 US is 99.15 Canadian. Thus, where did Nintendo get that extra $10 from? That's a lot, man. Why isn't Tekken 8 even on the Switch as well? I'm just saying. I think number 10 with Mario Kart World. I don't understand why they have not announced that college football is coming to the Switch too. That's stupid not to do it. I kind of want to know how well did college football sell even. Well, how did Madden sell on the Switch? I want to know those numbers. I know Basil is picking this. Anybody else picking up Star Fox besides me? Quay 311 says Lego Batman and Final Fantasy. I think it's 8, 7. Rebirth Switch two ports will be our holiday games. I'll be playing Splatoon Raiders if it's we're out now, but we won't have time after next month. You know what? That's a good way to put it. If I can, yeah, they might be depending on if Nintendo throws out another direct. And we haven't even talked about that. Like the possibility of Nintendo having another direct, I think it's almost guaranteed. Because to me, like you gotta show you gotta show Zelda in some form of fashion. And I believe like Call of Duty deserves its own direct. JB, so you get Star Fox. Yeah, I'm picking up Star Fox for sure. Now, listen, does it come out the 25th or 26th? I forgot. If it come out the 25th, that's Thursday. And I pre-ordered it at GameStop. I mean, I want to get to play it until late Thursday because I got 2 basketball games. But yeah, having Lego Batman and Rebirth and let them be, yeah, that's smart. That is smart. Thursday, okay, all right. So yeah, I think I didn't buy it digitally. I didn't buy it on physical. I wanted a physical copy of it. So yeah, I'm on. Yeah, I think I'm going to play that Thursday night when I get home from my games. I might even hop online. Quaither said, I am passing on Star Fox. I will eventually get Rhythm Heaven. Okay, listen, I can tell you one thing. I'm not passing on Rhythm Heaven. I'm getting Rhythm Heaven is day one buy for me. I love Rhythm Heaven on the DS. He said, I am passing on Rhythm Heaven. I'll get Ocarina at launch. Yeah, oh yeah, Ocarina is definitely a launch game. Ooh, but you know what? If I was in Canada, Star Fox would not get bought. Star Fox is $84.99 here for what is an essential a 4-hour game. Thus, no, I won't be buying it. Hey, listen, I got a good. This is a good question. Are you able to get a U.S. Nintendo account? And if so, are you able to buy your games from the U.S. account? I don't know how that works. I don't know is there such thing as a Canadian Nintendo account? Cause to me, I was like, man, cause I remember buying some games or getting some demos early because they were, and I had a Japan account, and I could buy games from Japan with Japan currency, but I had to get that currency switched over from American to the yen. I mean, I wonder, are you able to do that? Is there any way to kind of escape and get around it? He said, GT, just come here. I will protect you from ice. He said, Rhythm Heaven must stay 1,000 feet away from my Switch 2 at all times. Man, listen, I digged Rhythm Heaven. That was a nice little game for me. So that's gonna get picked up. Oh man, he said, I don't know, but even if I did, I'll be paying conversion fees. Ooh. Yikes. Make you want to just, you know what? Make you want to get a Switch that's over here in America and just drive down here, get on the internet somewhere in America and just say it probably even be worth it. The amount of money you'll probably say, 'cause that's a lot, man. Jeez, oh Pete's. Woo wee. All right, let's see. Let me see if there's any other. I know there's a Sonic Direct. I just wonder. Let me see. Let me see if I can look it up. Sega Direct. Nope. Sega. Okay, the Sonic Effect. How Japan Phantom. Okay, that's June 26th at the forum. So that's 5:15 a.m. ET. Oh no. Oh no 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 no. That's a little too early. Yeah, there is a Sega Direct, I believe, tomorrow. "35 years ago today, Sega released one of the greatest video games of all time." It's on June 21st. Come on, I'm not reading all that. I just want to know Sega Showcase. How was that? I forgot the name of it. Okay, here it is. Sonic 35th anniversary special live stream announcement for June 24th. Sega has announced a special live stream event for Sonic the Hedgehog 35th anniversary. Okay, I want to, but it don't say today. Okay, so whoa, I don't know what that is. So be on the lookout tomorrow. It don't have. Let's see. I don't know, but I think it's they supposed to announce some form of new Sonic game, but I don't know. It says GT said, for right now, all I can do is live life like I'm under Soviet USSR. Save money where I can, spend as little as possible, and take care of what I own. I'm being priced out of a hobby I enjoy being here. Yeah. Yeah, listen, I get it. I think about the amount of money I spent on cameras, boy, I probably could have did a whole lot of other stuff. But I like it. I'm so glad I'm taking pictures. All right. I forgot what else he's supposed to talk about. I guess we would end on. I guess this thing with Halo. Should I think? Okay, so I watched RGT's video about the correct what happened with Halo and this whole having an account. I believe if you have couch co-op at your home, no matter if you plan on your Xbox or not, you can't just randomly have someone come play. They gotta have their own Xbox account. Before, I remember they can play as guests, but they can't play as guests no more. They gotta have an actual account, which is like I don't know what you're doing, Microsoft. Like no one wants that. Like you can play couch co-op right now on Halo 5 or or the collection they have, and you can play as guests. But for Halo, this to play co-op, you both got to have an Xbox account. Captain C is passing on Star Fox 2. Played the demo. Nintendo needs to up what they're doing with the franchise. There's nothing new in gameplay, still on rails. So they could learn from the Metroid Dread. I agree. I wish, to be honest, you know what, they would remake the other Metroid 2D game. Oh, what's the name of it? I, the one they had on the DS before Dread. They need to bring that one to the Switch too. GT says that is why the gaming industry is going to collapse next gen. You guys think $1,000 is a lot for hardware and $80 is a lot for games outside of your borders. We're paying double the price. Yeah, they're gonna lose a lot of regions until they figure out a way to say, hey, we got to make this thing just a little bit more cheaper. And as much as saying I believe AI could be a good thing, boy, it's definitely a bad thing for a lot of people because it's gonna make a lot of people unemployed. I was like, I be trying to tell people like, you know what, you need to start finding ways right now to find new careers and new jobs that AI can't take from you right away. I'm been advising all of my students in my classroom to, hey, go to get a trade, go somewhere where you can physically do something, and I'm not advising to be an auto mechanic either. I'm like, man, you go, places where saying you won't have any problems working. Corrections, you know what, you won't have any problems learning. Saying going into corrections, going to law enforcement because there's going to be a lot more need for all law enforcement because people are going to be losing their jobs and people are going to be going crazy. Uh, JB says that is wrong. They corrected it. Okay, so they corrected it where you can have a guess. Well, I hope they did. I do. I really, really hope they did because to me that I was like, man, that's terrible. JB says, to be honest, I think it's as of now, since Halo CE is not coming to Iowa's, yeah, stick to these PlayStation dudes. Man, PlayStation dudes, they are some whiners, I would say. States might be the biggest game market on the planet, but if prices go up anymore, the states might have to carry the whole gaming industry for the planet on its own. Yeah, man. Return of Samus. That's the name of that game. Yeah, it just the more and more it's like before, you can have those impulse buys on the Switch. It's like you can't, I just can't do it right now. Return of Samus. Yeah, they need to bring that to the Switch. That would be dope. Say RoboCop is going to replace me in 15 years. I tell people to just be smart with their money, spend nothing, save everything, live life for 2 decades like a homeless person. And shoot, man, and invest. Golly. When a society collapse comes and everyone is eventually unemployed, you'll be in the top 10% if you just save and invest. Yeah. Yep. Yep. That has been my plan. I have upped my level of investment, and I'm looking at stuff that I have and what can I sell and condense down, and it's crazy. She said, "This reminds me of RoboCop should come to Switch 2. It should. I think it should, and I don't see why it wouldn't be able to run either. I think it would run really, really well." All right, good people. Listen, it is 10:16. And I think we should go ahead and get into the wheels of spills. The Wheels of Thrills. I think where we at now. We at currently 24 people is on the wheel. Let's see if I can fix this. All right, there we go. All right, so we got 24 people on the wheels tonight. If you're not on there tonight, let's see. Captain C got something to say. He says, at this point, Nintendo needs to just hire devs who can actually revamp their games like they did with Mario Wonder. Imagine they got the Doom devs to make a new Metroid. Man, you know that would be dope. That would be dope. Man, yeah, I don't know. I'm with GT on this one here. There's no clear light at the end of the tunnel when you look at the gaming industry. And something needs to happen sooner than later because it's really not making you like super excited. I even think about like right now, like you know what? There's some games that I want, but there's nothing really like oh man, I can't wait to get that in my hands. I don't have that experience. I just don't. I remember like hey when the Switch, I was super excited for the Switch. I was really happy. I was really impressed with the Steam Deck. Um, I wasn't excited for the PS5 nor the Xbox. Um, Breath of the Wild was probably like the last major game. I was just like, oh man, I just like this game is just so fun, so exciting. I haven't had that experience. I'm looking forward to that experience on Switch too. So gave me the I mean, RGT says there will be another. Yeah, it's gonna be because games are getting way too expensive. He says Sam is doing glory kills. I can dig it. Ah. He said, yeah, someone made me a boo boo when giving the information about Halo. Oh, okay, so because okay, you never needed Xbox Live to play couch co-op, right? That's what I'll say, man. If that is the case, but you know what? But I think when you play it on PlayStation, though, you might have to jump through some hoops. So I'm looking at gaming prices from a price/value aspect. Like, I want 007, but is it worth $100 for the time I'll spend with it? Likely not. Thus, I'm skipping out on it. It is. Listen, you know what? Is it just me? I have been looking at games nowadays and saying, you know what? I just need to wait. I need to wait. I need to get it. I need to get it cheaper. It's like it's not too many games like, oh man, I need to have it right now. Like I am okay missing out on Grand Theft Auto. Cause I'm not that big of a fan of it. Now I wanted Star Fox because I'm a big Star Fox guy. Has always been. But um and it's at a reasonable price if I once I pre-ordered and get it early. So it's like you know what? Same thing with Rhythm Heaven. Get a good enough price. Rate so Splatoon Raiders. You know what? Get a good enough price. You know I might dive into it. But I don't need it right away because I know my daughter's going to buy it. So I was like, I can wait. But yeah, you have to look at stuff now, like saying what kind of value I'm going to get out of it. Is it worth like certain like to me like you look at the Tomb Raider games that just released. I mean, listen, though to me like even though like hey, I've had them games before on the systems, but that was good value to have on my Switch. So I thought it was good enough value. I paid it was like $20, 20 something dollars. I was like, all right, that was an impulse buy. Anything higher than that, woo, I'll pass. All right, good people. Let's get into the wheels of steel. You know how we do. Last call for alcohol. Even though I don't drink. You know how I go if your name is picked early. If I can get there, you hear the sweet tones of my boy Peter Griff.
You are out of here.
All right, all right. Last comment before we get started. Last two comments. It says, J Big says, no, you don't. You just have to jump through some hoops to play Couch Potato on PS5. Just need a PlayStation account to play online. Okay, gotcha. All right. That's still crazy, though. Nuke Cap 7, what's going on, man? You made it just in time, man. I was about to get started on his wheel. Let's see. GT says, that's how I'm looking at games. And honestly, I'm looking at hardware the same way. People still own PS4s and have never touched a PS5. I used to think they were crazy. Yeah. Yeah, listen, they looking at us like, you know what? I told you. New cap on the board. It says, now I'm facing skipping an entire gaming generation. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, I'm definitely like, you know what? I don't know what they can really show me to say, you know what? I want a PS6. I don't know what Xbox can show me to say, you know, I really want the next Xbox. It's not even excited. Captain C says, maybe that's just it. Counter hype culture needs to be a movement against the algorithm content farm. Half of these products are made to please the initial release. Yep. Facts. All right, good people, without any further ado, we got 25 on the board. Let's see who will be that first loser of the night. Spinning for the winning. Spinning for the winning. We get it down to 20 before we look into some other comments. Oxford Trapper, man, is our first loser of the night.
You lose.
Peace out, my brother. Appreciate you for coming through. All right, we're down to 24. Who wanted more? Who will it be? 4-track 800.
You are out of here.
Peace out, my brother. All right, we're down to 23 in the place to be. Who will be next to catch the flex? Techno DJ 100 is out of here. Down to 22. Who unbuckled my shoe? I thought it was red, but maybe it's blue. Steve M in the place to be. See ya. 21 on the board. Let's get it down to 20. We'll look at the comments on the board. And my brother from Las Vegas. Nope. Pump the brakes. Brother 24/7.
You lose.
Is out of here. All right. Look at the comments real quick. Quay 311 says, most of my games I'm playing on the PS5 are previous gen games. Zero interest in PS6. Yeah, zero. But I am interested in Wolverine. I go for it. GT says, I'm sure there have games I want to buy on PS6 and Helix, whatever Nintendo next console is. However, spending over $1,000 on hardware just to play games is a massive ask. Yeah, that's a massive commitment, man. That people like it nowadays, like, I got this stuff to pay for. I got kids, And ain't nothing wrong with these old games. They still play this well. Happy Father's Day to you too, my brother. It says Geeky is missing her chance today. Yeah, well, life happens. GT said they're asking people to spend rent money on a hobby, then spend even more to fully take advantage of the hardware before they can even pay the increased cost of the software. Yeah, I think they got things backwards nowadays. They got to find some other ways to make the gaming experience a little bit cheaper. All right, we get down to 15 before we look into any more comments. Who we got? Who going down tonight? Ooh, Quay 311. My brother, you survived one round, but you're not this one. What did the sheep say? What did the sheep say? Speed Ryan. Speed Ryan was in the chat first, and he is out right now. All right. Who's up next to catch the flex will be our second loser of the night. It will be Big D, Deion Freeman, man. My brother.
You lose.
Is out of here. We're down to 17 people. We got 2 more down. We get to 15. We look at some more comments. And up next, catch the flag. It looks like it's gonna be my son Joshua. Godly, Joshua, you hung out for a little while, man. But
it's all there, black and white, clear as crystal. You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
Good day, sir.
It's all there.
Up next to catch the flex, it will be Jay Busy. At least his Knicks ain't lose.
Psych.
Better luck next time. Slugheads.
Yeah, that's how I felt with the Pistons. All right. Up next, catch the flex down to 15. We get down one more, then we look at some comments. I don't think we got but one. GT, are you with me? Oh, yeah. We got the girl ain't going out with GT. Are you with me?
You lose.
All right. We're down to 14 people, and the only comment we have currently is the sheep. Bah. All right. We get it down. We're at 14. We get down to 13. Who's up next to catch the flex? It will be. Ooh, almost get Breaking Bad 881. It ain't no fun. It's the homies game.
Very good. You know something?
No suit for you.
Come back 1 year. Next.
All right. Keep it moving. The group down to 13. We get down to 10. We look at the comments up on the board. Who will it be? Ooh, new Cap 7 came in late, hung around for a little while, but get out of here. All right. Let's keep it moving and grooving. Who up next to catch the flex? It will be the big homie, Captain C.
Loser. You're a loser. Are you feeling sorry for yourself?
Out of there. All right, we're down to 11. Let's get it down to 10, and we'll look at the comments on the board. Who will it be? It looks like it's going to be CMG. All right. We're down to 10 people left on the board tonight. Jay Big says, rats foiled again. Son Nagatel says, can't hardly wait for football. I know, right? It's about that time. Training camp. Pistons are open to trade. I know, man. Listen, I am not happy with that decision. A couple of things. Listen, Michigan basketball coach, I think he went to Dallas. And then they talking about trading brief student. I think everybody's on the trading block, but to be honest, man, they can leave this team right where this is, and they should just draft. I think we have a better chance of this draft. 'Cause we got a legit squad. If they trade B Stu, we wouldn't lose too much because I think you would move Peepaw up to the next spot. Now, I believe they're gonna re-sign Duran because ain't no other team can give him more money than the Pistons can give him. So I'm not worried about that. I think we'd be all right with Duran. But if B Stu was to leave, Peepaw, man, he that joker, he been balling. Captain C says, I miss these sound bites. Psych. All right. If Gaming Dad wins tonight, you know what, man? I'm gonna give it to my son. He been doing what he's supposed to do around the house. I'm gonna give it to him if I win tonight. Montrack 3 in the place to be.
Very good.
Very good.
Very good. You know something? Not so for you. Come back
1 year.
Next.
All right, I'm gonna get the Donkey Kong again one more time. One of my favorite. I love Donkey Kong. It is perfect. Grill Attack this too. All right, we get it down to 8. Who will it be? See, this is how I spoke. I should have kept my Marco. Gaming Dad is out of here.
You are out of here.
All right, we down to 7. The number of completion. Who will it be? Tormentor in my Skeletor voice. Down to 6 in the mix. Let's get it down to 4. Get it down to our final 4, then we'll look at the comments on the board. Mo Wentz, 4529. Get out of here. Who will it be? Who will it be? Who will it be? CMG. Nope. Sonic Knuckletail. Man, you hung out, man. You was close, but give you a little sheep music. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're down to our final 4. Look at the comments on the board tonight. Let's see. If you trade B Stu, you're trading the culture of the team for likely a bench player or two. You listen, you are right. You are right, man. I don't think that's a good decision. He brings that toughness, even if he off the bench. Says, where will the Sonic news be broadcast? It's on YouTube, but it didn't give me a particular website. Let me see. Let's see. Let's see. It does not say. I don't know if it's gonna be in Chinese. Sonic has announced a special live stream event for the Sonic 35th anniversary. It says it will be broadcast June 24th. Stay tuned for more updates. See, they didn't show me no more updates. Let's see. Sonic Frontiers Definitive Edition has been rated for Switch 2 again. Yeah, I don't know. And it's a game keycard release. So I don't know. I have no idea where that's going to be broadcast. But I bet money is sometime tomorrow. Let's do this here. I don't know. I guess I finished watching it. All right, let me cut that off before I get tagged for some song that I ain't care nothing about. All right. Well, yes. It don't say, buddy. So I don't know. It's one of the things you might have to search for. 'Cause I can't find it, but I know it is tomorrow. It did say it's coming out. It's showcasing tomorrow. Let's see. Honestly, you're better trading Duran than B Stu. As much as you like him, he vanished during the playoffs and commands too much to be the big man version of James Harden. Okay, I disagree with you totally on that aspect. You forget that Joker's only 20 years old. You listen. Yep, he vanished during the playoffs, but he's only 20 years old. That means he has the potential to one, get bigger, taller, and get more experience. Nah, you keep Duran, you keep that nucleus, and you build around that. I think you got P Paul on coming off the bench, who is always ready to play. Now, if you're gonna trade one of those three, you trade Stu. I hate to say it. You keep Duran. That joker, he commands too much to change, too strong. 19 points average in the regular season, barely double digits in the playoffs. Fierce and fleece another team before the league realized what he is. Nah, you keep Duran, man. The 24th is Wednesday. That's right. You correct. It's Wednesday. All right. Let's get into the final four. We can only have two to win. One got to leave, and who will it be? Dub City, look like you're going to be out of here, my friend. CMG, Bassett, PC, contribute. Old school final. Ladies and gentlemen, old school final. PC,
You lose.
is out of here. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it is CMG and Bassett 24/7. No Nick Cannon tonight. Let's get this winning over with. Who will it be? Who will it be? Ladies and gentlemen, CMG pulls it out again, my friend. Bassett 24/7 is out of here.
You lose.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, give it up for our winner tonight, CMG Chairman Game. All right. Let's go. So even though I figured that the SM would cost, or the Steam Machine would cost that price, I'm still upset. I just gonna keep my Steam Deck OLED and Series X. No need for the Steam Machine. I agree. Hey, Geeky, you just popped up in here. We were looking for the battle to the death between you and Guerrilla Tactics, but I'm glad you showed up anyway. Y'all say hello to Geeky. She is in the chicky chat. Great conversation tonight about the Steam Machine, Geeky. You'd enjoyed it. But I tell you this here, man. It's I ain't gonna lie to you. I still would like one, but man, that price is just it's just too much. All right, you keep him and sign him to a big contract. Then reason him and DeAndre Ante are the exact same. Listen. You have a point in those two players being similar. I just prefer. I just prefer Duran over DeAndre. See, will you be getting one? Nah, I can't get one. That price is a little too steep. Even though I would like one. I would like to put it in the living room, but honestly, man, nah. Nah, I gotta think about what games on my. This is the question: what games on my Steam Deck do I just really have to play on my TV, or even want to play on my TV that I'm playing in handheld mode? and it's not one. Yep, it would be nice every now and then, but not $1,000 nice. $600 would have been, would have been like, okay, I can make this happen. But $1,000, man, that's a lot. That is a lot. It is, you know what? Valve, you listen, hey, if you're watching, buddy, listen, I would love to sponsor it. I just can't afford it, man. I think, you know what? There are other things I could take that $1,000 and spend on. And one of them would be a new lens for my camera. not that. Not that. Is it? They both NBA, but nope. I can't even agree with you on that one. I can't even agree with you on that. They're not both busts. Sauce and the cat, not stop it, man. Stop it. I forgot, man. Listen, you're over. You rooted for the Toronto Lizards. I can't even call y'all Raptors. Like, you are a Toronto Lizard fan, so I can't even agree with you. That assessment to say that Durant is softer than Cat, nah, dog. Cat might be a switch hitter, but nah, not Durant. I'll tell you, listen, the Pistons are straight, man. I look at they're young, man. They so young, and I tell you this much, if Thompson, Assure Thompson, one of the twins, I think it's Assure. But if that Joker develops a jump shot, it is a wrap. It is a wrap. That's why I believe that so the league was rigged. It just I'm not gonna go there. All right, good people, listen. Let me go ahead and end the stream like in my usual fashion. Let me get my pray on. I thank y'all for hanging out with me tonight. Is anybody pre-ordering GTA 6? That's a good question. I didn't ask that. Before you get out the chat tonight, let me know if you're pre-ordering GTA 6. I don't think I am. I don't even think I think there'll be plenty of copies out there if you really want it, and digital will always be there. But I don't know. GT said, "Yeah, I'm a Rapture fan, Lizard fan. My franchise has 2 rebuilds and won a championship. The Pistons have rebuilt for over a decade now and are heading back to a rebuild. You guys have 1 championship because y'all traded and brought somebody in. All of our championships was was built, except for the trade for Rasheed. But we have 3 championships over here, buddy. Y'all just tasted the cup because your boy Leonard came over there, and then he was nice enough to give you 1 year, and then he was out of that beast. He was like, man, so I'm telling you, Beef Stew is the biggest. Trading Big Stew is the biggest mistake the Pistons will ever make. Once the Lakers get him, they will win a chip before Detroit. It's crucial. Yeah, but to be honest, listen, I don't believe in trading Beef Stew. Dion Friend said no GTA 6. Yeah, I'm just like, I don't know. I don't see the purpose. I don't even know if I want to. If I was a full-time streamer and that's all I did, I probably would pick it up just to stream it, but for my own pleasure to buy it, nah. All right, good people, listen, let me get my prayer on. Dear Heavenly Father, I thank you and praise you, Lord, because you are awesome, and you are the same God who was there with Joseph. You are the same God that has blessed me through all these years, and I thank you. I pray that your spirit be upon each and last one of the people that hear my voice tonight. I pray your spirit of love and forgiveness is on their hearts, and I pray that they understand the purpose of doing so. I pray that you let no weapon formed against us prosper. I pray that let no situation here on earth ever steer us away from your love and your care and your mercy and your grace. I pray that we continue to move us in a direction that is acceptable in your sight. I pray that we seek your kingdom first over in every situation that we encounter. Let us surrender our thoughts, wants, prayers, desires, and problems over to you right now in the mighty name of Jesus. I thank you for this wonderful evening to be able to pray to you here online. And I pray that someone hears this prayer tonight that their lives are touched and they want to be closer to you. I pray that we are all covered in the blood of Jesus and that we love and honor him in everything that we do. We thank you, Lord. In the mighty name of Jesus Christ, we pray unto you and give thanks to you, Yahweh. And so it is, and so it shall be. Amen. Good people, man. It's your boy, Gaming Dad, man. Thank y'all for hanging out with me. Another great Monday in the books. 280 is down in the books. And hopefully by the end of this year, we'll get to 300 and have another show. GT says, if I do pre-order it like a day or two before release, yeah, it's one of them things, don't you know? You feel like down to the end, that. He said, undecided on pre-ordering GTA 6. I know almost nothing about the game. Don't know the price. Honestly, have no hype for it. Might fall into the hype cycle, though. Yeah, man. Listen, you're right. But it's supposed to be pre-order. It's supposed to start this week, so we shall see. All right, good people. This is your boy Gaming Dad, man. Thank y'all for hanging out with me. In the immortal words of Don Cornelius, peace, love, and soul. Good people, this is your boy Gaming Dad. We are Audi 5000G. Peace, love. Captain C, man, he says, happy days to everyone. That used to be my show back in the day. Happy days. And good times and the Jeffersons. They don't make shows like that no more. Make you want to go back and rewatch them. All right, good people. This is your boy Gaming Dad, and I'm out. As soon as I find my little button. Peace out.